Jackie.
Dan Brown, the author of the novel The Da Vinci Code, has set his latest novel in the Washington area, and that is music to the ears of D.C.'s tourism industry. Jane Wattrell with more on this story now. Jane?
Well, Jim, I'm standing outside the House of the Temple of the Scottish Rite on 16th Street Northwest. This majestic building is on page 1 of Dan Brown's new novel, just one of many D.C. landmarks that's going to be part of this publishing sensation. It's a dream come true for D.C. tourism officials. One of the hottest novels of the year is set in the nation's capital. Already copies of Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol are flying off shelves.
I definitely love Dan Brown. I think he has some very interesting stories.
I like reading books set in D.C. as well as seeing movies that are shot here.
The thriller stars Robert Langdon as its code-breaking hero who finds clues around D.C.'s landmarks. Early action starts in the Capitol Rotunda under a painting of George Washington as godlike. The founding father was also a Mason, the world's largest fraternity. In the past, Masons have been characterized as steeped in secrecy. Local Masonic leaders say that's a myth, but they'll take their 15 minutes of fame.
Everyone that I've been talking to has been finding it to be interesting, and there are some chuckles going on, and we're, the flavor of the day, at least for this week. And then by next week, people will move on and go to something else. D.C.
tourism officials hope readers of the book will move on and become visitors to the city. Already, they've set up a website telling fans of The Lost Symbol where they can find the local sites written about in the book. A way to cash in on a new wave of tourists.
So at the end of the day, we'll have folks internationally and domestically wanting to come to Washington, D.C. and experience some of the things in which they saw in the book or read in the book about Washington.
5 million copies of The Lost Symbol are now out on store shelves, and tourism officials hope every one of them will bring new visitors to the city. Reporting live in Northwest, I'm Jane Wattrell. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Jane.